Hi there, welcome. This is Vince of vinceprep.com and Agos Admissions Consulting. London Business School, I want to start off by thanking them. I didn't have time in the spring to make the videos I wanted. They hosted AGAC, the Association of, here's my shirt, the Association of International Graduate Admissions Consultants. It's the admissions consultants, or some of them, the friendly ones. Anyway, the admissions consultants around the world were invited to London Business School. We had our conference there this past March of 2015, and it was fantastic. We went to London Business School, where we got to talk to the admissions officers, meet professors, students. We also visited Cambridge Judge, and we actually started the conference in Paris at HEC, or HEC as they say, over there, and INSEAD. And it all started because London told us they wanted to have us there, and so thanks to them. So I'm a big fan of the school. I was a fan of the school beforehand, and now I know even more about it than I used to. While I was there, I got to do one of my very favorite things to do, which is to, take my client out for a beer or whatever. He took me out, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, we went to a pub, and seeing my former students at MBA is a real joy, because I get to understand all the discussions we had in the planning stage and all the anxieties they had as they applied, and then seeing them there, and even better after they come back. It's a real joy in this work, this kind of a human development job that I have, and seeing you guys be successful during the process, after getting in, and while you're there, and afterwards, is a real joy. So this is going to be a long video, so settle down, grab some coffee. Given the nature of the deadlines going on right now, it takes, just like with an essay, it takes more time to write something short. So it would take me more time to make a series of, in a perfect world, I could make a bunch of 2-minute videos about particular issues, and I would string them all together as a playlist. And I do that whenever I can, and I can't do that right now because editing takes time. So I'm just going to blaze through the two required essay questions for London Business School's MBA program, and the one optional, which is actually supplemental, meaning that it's encouraged that you write a third essay. So it's really, most of my clients are going to be writing 3 essays for London. In fact, all of them, if they decide to take my advice. So here's vinceprep.com. It moves around, but right now, right here on the front page is the link to the London Business School essay tips. And because I'm running and gunning and dealing with deadlines, the best tips are actually not even yet on my website. They're in Google Drive. So here's a short link. If you click on that, the questions open up, and then I've already sort of zoomed in on them here. So let me just go through this. And again, bear with me. I'll get through this clearly, logically, but probably not quickly. So essay 1, what are your post-MBA plans, and how will your past experience and the London Business School program contribute? So this is a Mba Goals Essay question, more similar to Berkeley than, say, Stanford. Stanford says, why Stanford? And you mention your goal as a reference point, but it's really about Stanford. Here it's much more systematic. It's a longer question, 500 words. As with Berkeley, you're given, I think, a fair these days that's considered a long essay. When I started, that was standard. Now it's long. In the old days, I remember a school had a 2,000 word goal essay. 1,500 words. Chicago gave you 1,500 words to explain your goals. Personally, I love it because I think it's a really important question, but the schools, anyway, lots of other schools have gotten rid of this question. London still asks it. So, what are you going to say? When they say post-MBA plans, of course it includes long-term and short-term. And there is no universal best answer. Should you start with long term? Should you start with short term? It depends on you and your story. I always say start with what's most exciting. If your goal, there are essentially two kinds of goals, post-MBA plans. This is very simplistic, but I've been thinking about this for 15 years, and if you take the logic of this question to its essence, I believe there are really only two fundamental types of goals. One is CEO. I've talked about this in my Columbia video. CEO, so I will be promoted. It's a vertical path. I will move up and up and up as quickly as I can because I'm an ambitious MBA type, and I will reach the corner office, the C-suite office, as a CEO, CFO, CTO, CIO, COO, whatever, board level guy, high level guy, woman, executive, as soon as I can. I probably won't change my industry. I will change my function. Probably also may or may not change my region. Probably stay in the same industry, maybe stay in the same region, maybe have an overseas assignment. But anyway, it's a story about vertical growth. That's a very logical story. It's a perfectly reasonable goal to have. And if that's your story, explain it in a straightforward and direct way. On the other hand, the second type of goal, and I've talked about this as well already, so I'll make it short. Entrepreneur. Start a company as soon as you can. If you're applying now, the economy is still, knock on wood, the economy is still pretty good. I would say be ambitious. And if you think there's any chance of you starting your business, if everything goes as well as you could hope, and you even got funding, or you won the business plan competition, or all the resources at London Business School, when we were there as AGAC in March, they brought a student out to talk to us about his startup experiences. So they're trying to show that the city of London is full of startups and entrepreneurial activities. And so if you have entrepreneurial goals, be aggressive, not conservative. Be realistic, but as soon as I can, I will start this business, and it will be this kind of business, and whatever it is. So the entrepreneurial path. So the post-MBA plans, you might mention only long-term or only short-term or both. You might mention long-term first or short-term first. That I cannot answer in a video. That's really that depends on your situation. Because of the second part of the question, how your past experience prepares you for that. So if it's a vertical story, my past experience, I've gotten to this level, my growth is sort of flattened a bit, and the MBA will reignite my rocket engine of growth, whatever. On the other hand, entrepreneurship, I know about the industry, or I've started something in the past, or even better, I've failed. Most entrepreneurs fail and then succeed, or whatever. Entrepreneurs are a very persistent group. They don't take no for an answer, and they view failure as critical learning experiences. Anyway, whatever you've done up until now that prepares you for this next step. And then, how does London Business School program, the MBA program at London, contribute? So this is where you really need to show that you know a lot about the school. We got to hear from the admissions director, David Simpson, when he hosted AGAC, and he talked about, he said some things to us. It was in private, so I'm not going to repeat everything, but it was sort of like off the top of his head almost, things that he wanted us to understand about their admissions process. And one thing that really struck with me was that it's not an overseas study option. They don't want you to talk about, what's great about London is it is truly, truly diverse, and there are not that many British, UK citizens at London. There is no one dominant culture. Or maybe I'm mixing it up with INSEAD. But anyway, the school is not like Harvard, which is 60% US passport holders, and even among the 40% internationals, a lot of them are sort of US educated or have had US experiences. London is truly diverse. And so if your goal is a global goal, if it involves making a product that's global from the beginning, or that has access to certain markets, London can be the best place for you. The city of London may have resources that you want to utilize, the network. When it comes to the essay, I encourage you to focus on the program. Programs, professors, people, location, it's all important. But when you have your interview with the alumni, you might mention the network more. In your essay, I encourage you, as I've said before in other videos, focus on the school's intellectual capital. Read LBS BSR is the hashtag BSR, the research. Be aware of the research that the professors are doing. I'm not just saying write one professor's name and you're done. That's cheap. But you're looking to talk about the program and the professors as the main draw to help you achieve this goal, mostly. Yes, the network is big, but in the essay, I encourage you as much as possible to talk about the resources of the school. All right, I'm going to move on from this essay because I've analyzed it in the past. Other schools ask it. There are some links here which you can find various places, additional videos about this topic, how to write the goal essay, YouTube playlists. I think it's still my most popular or second most popular post at vinceprep.com is like how to answer this why MBA goals question. All right, let's talk about essay 2. The question is, what specific areas of London Business School life are you most excited about getting involved in, and where will you add value? It's a 300-word essay. So the first one's 500, this one's 300. They want you to, I think areas, it can't just be 1, 2 or more. And it relates to what you do now. It can be industry-related stuff, clubs and activities and student conferences. It can be regional or cultural, Asia Business Club or whatever, wherever you're from. Or it can also just be, purely social, not cultural, but purely social, sports, rugby, whatever. What do you do now? What do London students do that is similar, and how will you add value? This is my sense of the questions behind the question. I think when it comes to contribution, getting involved and adding value, there's 4 places you can add value. You can add value in the classroom, in the discussions. You can add value in your study team, and make sure you understand study teams in London. They are very unique. I've got information about that elsewhere. The study team basically is a group of people. It's like a family. You can't quit. The first year you're sort of locked together and you're going to have conflicts. That's the point, is to work through those conflicts and understand each other and communicate effectively. It's a big part of business, is working in teams and groups. So your study team, you can add value in student clubs and activities. Student-driven conferences are wonderful because they're really easy to imagine, and it's an easy thing for you to do your homework and to show you guys have an energy conference or a finance conference, but you don't, or a tech conference, and you're talking about A, B, and C, but not D. And D is me. I can bring D, whatever D is, right? You can confirm with the current student, start with the website, then contact some current students and figure out, I add value here. You guys are doing this, you're doing it well, I can help with that, but also I can do this that others haven't done. And you just want to confirm that whatever that new thing is interesting. And finally, you can talk about adding value as a member of the alumni community. Probably number 4, though, not in this essay, because it's London Business School life. I really think in this essay it's not so much about the alumni. For your interview, think about how you will add value to the alumni community. I think that's a very good conversation for your interview, because London Business School interviews are with alumni, and they're also different from US alumni interviews because the alumni interviewer has seen your essay, so he knows what you're saying in essay 2, so you can go beyond what you write in essay 2. So contributing as an alumni member is a good topic for the interview, something to prepare. More tips here, but I basically said the main bits of it. Another video I made last year, this question is repeated but modified. Same idea. Last year they said, how will you add value to the London Business School community? It's basically mostly the same question. So the video I made last year was a very popular video. You can look at that. You know what? I'm gonna change my mind. I reserve the right to change my mind. It's part of what I learned at Stanford as an improviser. I can hear my computer's fan running. It's hot actually in Tokyo. I'm not gonna do essay 3, the sort of optional, but I think not really optional question. Is there any other information you believe the admissions committee should know about you and your application to London Business School. I'm going to wait and do this one later. The video's getting long, the computer's heating up, and I'm gonna leave you with a cliffhanger. As always, subscribe to my... That's an interesting noise. Like somebody's squeaky bike brakes. As always, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you will get an email when this new video is made. YouTube, Google really sends you an email that says, Vince has a new video. So that's the benefit of subscribing. You're the first to know when something new is uploaded. So subscribe. Thanks for watching. Best of luck with your applications. And bye for now.
We on a world tour with Muhammad, my man. Going each and every place with the mic in their hand. Chinatown, Spokane, London, Tokyo.